AI coding agents can now build excellent websites, but most of these websites look clearly AI generated. They have the same look with the same cards, same generic hero text, and same startup SaaS dashboardy layout. Now, Anthropic has released a new design skill for Claude Code. So today I'm testing it on the simplest possible thing, one static service website front end. We don't have any backend or database or auth. I just want to understand if Claude designs before it implements, does the website look better, and is this new skill by Claude Code worth it?
AI coding agents can build really good websites now. But a lot of the websites look exactly the same, with the same cards, the same gradient, generic hero text, and the same startup SaaS dashboard kind of a layout. Anthropic has released a new design skill for Claude Code. So today I'm testing it on the simplest possible thing. I want to build one simple static website, no backend, no database, just one question that I want to answer, that if Claude designs first with the skill, does the final website look better than me just handing off a single prompt for Claude to build? I don't want to make this a huge demo. The point is not whether Claude can build a dashboard or wire up an API. The point is whether the design step helps. So we're building a simple static service site for a fictional company called FlowOps Studio. It helps companies automate repetitive workflows using AI agents and internal tools. The website needs a hero, services, process, proof, pricing, and a CTA, and that's it. The first thing I'll do is I'll ask Claude to build a site directly from a prompt, and then I'll use the slash design skill to create artboards. Pick one, tweak it, and ask Claude Code to implement that selected design, and then we'll compare them side by side. I'm scoring on 5 criterias: visual taste, clarity, hierarchy, uniqueness, implementation accuracy, and this is probably the same standard a founder or anybody who's building or paying for a website to be built by an agency would rate the website on. So first we just do what most people do. We're going to give one prompt straight to code, and this is going to be the baseline. And I'm going to let Claude build this site directly, and then we'll inspect the output. All right, so here's the direct build version. It's not broken. It has a hero. It has multiple different sections. It looks modern enough, but it also feels familiar. It has a generic headline. It has generic cards, generic spacing, and generic gradient in this grid-like structure at the back. Now, this is the exact issue that I'm testing. Claude can code the website, but did it actually design it? I'd give it a 5 on 10 on visual taste, 7 on 10 on clarity, 6 on 10 on hierarchy, because it seems like it's a 4 on 10 on uniqueness, because honestly, there's nothing unique in terms of design here. And probably an 8 on 10 on implementation, because we got this from one single prompt. So I give it a total of 30 out of 50. All right, now we run slash design. Instead of asking Claude to code immediately, I'm going to create 3 different visual directions. And that's the point of this skill. It creates space before implementation. A designer would never jump straight from one sentence to final code. They explore directions first. And that's what I want Claude to do here. Now we have 3 options. Let's go through concept A. Well, concept A feels clean and safe. I don't dislike it, but I don't see that it's something amazing or something that we want to build. I really like this. It feels way more premium and stronger studio type vibe with better spacing, and it feels more editorial. I like this as well. I mean, it feels more tech heavy and also feels less AI generated and more just generic information sharing, and feels like more of a service based page. So for the service side, I'm confused between B and C, but I will give another prompt for concept B and see if concept B can be improved. Otherwise, we'll just go with concept C. So I'm not accepting the artboard blindly. This is important. The design skill is useful only if you treat it like a creative partner. So I'm giving it specific critique. I want the headline to be sharper. I want the CTA to be more service oriented. I want it to remove generic icons, make the process clearer, and reduce decoration. This is how you avoid vibe design. You can't just always say make it better every single time. You have to mention what should exactly change. All right, so we gave an updated prompt to Claude, and this is what it came up with. I feel like the headline is way sharper. The CTA was more service oriented. The overall flow, hierarchy, visual design, visual taste is so much more better just with the addition of a single step. So let's just go back and implement this. All right. So we handed the design back to Claude Code, and the job was not to invent a new product. The job was to implement the artboard. This is also why I kept the site super simple. If we make a complex app, the video becomes about an engineering task. For this feature, the test was visual quality, and this is the final slash design version. Immediately, it feels more intentional. The hero has a clearer position, the spacing is better, the service cards feel less like template cards, and the process selection actually explains how the service works. The final CTA feels like a professional consulting site and not a random SaaS sign up. It's still not perfect because even though we had the design step, we didn't spend as much time, but it feels well designed and way more intentional than before. And that is the point. So, as a final score, I'd probably give it a 7.5 or 8 on visual taste, 8 on clarity, 8 on hierarchy, 7 on uniqueness, and 8 on implementation, which scores it about somewhere from 39 to 40. And the last design I had scored was 30, which was a one shot prompt. So this is a significant step up from the last design. That was a direct response in which we just shared one single prompt and we got the final coded front end. So my verdict is simple: for small static websites, slash design is absolutely worth trying. Not because it replaces a designer, it does not, but because it stops the coding agent from jumping straight into generic UI. It gives you options. You can pick a direction, you can critique it, then you can ask Claude Code to implement the version you actually chose. So my rule after testing this is, if the task is visual, don't start with code, start with slash design, then implement, and that one extra step makes the output so much less like AI slop.